Hello and welcome to the Anime Madness Reacts. I'm your host HenDiddy. I'm joined here today with Skeletony.
Hello.
And today we're going to be reacting to One Piece Chapter 1098, Bonney's Birth. Cover page here is a reader request. Brook busting out a soul using an electric eel to power his guitar. And on Brook's pants it has writing saying, "I didn't finish the art in time, Oda."
And then sorry on the other panel.
And sorry on the other leg. Oda, no need to be sorry. This is the first time this has ever happened in One Piece history. So no need to be sorry, Oda. If you need to take time off, take time off. We do not need your health getting poor and the series not finishing. But with that said, going into Bonney's birth, of course we're in the flashback. Revolutionary Army HQ, Baltigo. So this is when the Revolutionary Army gets Baltigo, but we don't know how many years ago this is.
Yeah, we're just here right now.
So with injured from the Goa Kingdom, so it seems like they just returned from the Goa Kingdom, which means this is 10 years ago? Because that would have been when they picked up Sabo.
Oh, no, it can't be 10 because I think this is pre-Bonney. It'd have to be a little longer than that.
So, okay, we go to the next couple of panels down and we have the Ginny's been captured. So that was
That was however long.
Oh, I'm trying to remember the last chapter now.
Was it 14? I think it was 14.
Well, Bonnie's in her 20s.
Yeah, here.
It was 14 years. I think it was 14 years after.
I'll put it in a previous chapter.
I think it was 14 years after God Valley.
So it was...
Which would make it 24 years ago.
14 years ago in a certain country is when Ginny was captured.
So Bonnie's already born.
Has to be.
Unless she's still a little kid and she's using her age fruit to age her up to her 20s.
Which that could be it.
Well, no, because she was a child at Egghead 20 years ago.
It's so weird because 14 years ago in a certain country, Ginny hasn't been kidnapped yet, and Bonnie's not been born yet.
But the last panel was saying how Ginny was captured, and that was still the 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
So Bonney must already be born. Because
we'll see what's happening here.
Yeah, because they mentioned that we can't go. Our ship's already loaded with injured from Goa Kingdom. That's where Sabo's from. That's outside of Fuchsia Village by Gray Terminal, which was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Unless, of course, what we see here with
so this has to be 10 years ago because it's saying don't think of it. You've been pushing yourself too hard ever since then.
So this must be after the events of her capture.
Yeah, so this has to be 10 years ago. So we go from a 10-year ago flashback and then we start getting like I guess what happened when Ginny was captured 14 years ago. Seems like a celestial dragon had their eyes on her. She was taken on a government ship. So there's a dual flashback here. So the stuff that has like the fireworks and is a little more looks like you know when you like have a graphite or a black crayon flat and you like try to get a stencil or something, like put a paper up against something and do that. That is the 14-year ago part, and then the normal drawing is the 10 years ago.
Yeah. We have the people celebrating that after 3 years of war, they finally won.
And then we have the Marines getting reports saying our unit was wiped out by surprise attack. It's the Reds again. The Revolutionary Army are the true heroes of the people. I'm tired. I'll take a ship home. I'm so sorry. What is Kuma apologizing for?
So
Ginny, a captain of the Revolutionary Army, was abducted and made into a celestial dragon's wife.
roughly 2 years later, and here's Bonnie.
Ginny's
Oh
back.
wow,
Oh, and we can really see the art.
we can see it being a little rushed here. Yeah,
Yeah. Oda should have. Oda, you should have just taken a week off, man.
should have.
You should have just requested a week off and honed it. Because I don't like speaking ill of Oda, but this is pretty rough.
I think this is rough only because I feel like he wanted to get this done. I feel like he pushed himself to get it done, but that was, I think, the wrong play to make.
But Ginny is saying goodbye. And Kuma, what are you saying, Ginny? I thought I'd never see you again. Where are you? I'll be there at once.
Oof.
And Kuma
Oh,
shoots out of there. He's gone.
yeah. Ginny telling Dragon and Ivankov to watch over him. The one place she'd go back to.
And that's Sorbet.
Yep.
Oh, Kuma's got glasses.
Yeah, I think this is the point where Kuma has his glasses now. Oh man. So trying
So
to think of, does it line, her age doesn't line up properly with the dates we have.
no, and it also seems like her baby is a celestial dragon.
So Bonnie wouldn't be Kuma's daughter,
No,
but a
Kuma
celestial
adopted
dragon's.
Bonnie.
Yeah, Kuma. It's
Or basically Bonnie never knew that Kuma wasn't her actual father, and Kuma just
yeah,
took it on as he was her actual father.
as he says, "Don't raise I'll raise your daughter." So yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Journey for Bonnie and Milk. She needs an iron cage to sleep in. Oh jeez.
Roll over and you'll crush her. Um.
Champion Jigger. She's got Ginny's appetite.
So I wonder what happened to Ginny.
Well, let's see if we can. So let's see.
So she,
Her face and body and all of her skin turn blue and hard as stone.
after being exposed to natural light,
Light.
and she made the risk of crossing the sea during the day so Bonnie could make it.
So it's, I'm guessing, some sort of disease.
So
Not
I'm
disease.
guessing the
Sickness.
jewelry. I'm guessing it's jewelry, or I think her name is the standard like normal first last jewelry Bonnie.
Yeah.
So who? So that means there's a celestial dragon family that is the Bonnies. That uncovers another name of celestial dragons then.
Could be. We don't know for a fact yet.
Because Ginny didn't have a last name.
Yeah.
Because Ivankov doesn't. Emporio is the title.
Hmm.
Emperor of New Baka Queen of the Kamibaka Queendom.
Yeah. It's interesting. We don't entirely know. If
And
we look, it looks
Kuma's
like.
full name is Bartholomew Kuma.
Yeah. Hmm.
So
Look at the panels with her on there. It looks like she's
so either Ginny or
like gems or
either
something.
Jewelry or Bonnie, which I don't think it's Jewelry, because I think Jewelry was given to her, was her given name. So I think another celestial dragon family is the Bonnies. But there's, even with the art not being up to like Oda standards.
Wow, the wiki page for this is already on point. It's already updated. The adopted daughter of Kuma already.
Well, that probably got updated with the scans.
Probably,
And
yeah.
I bet you this
bad.
chapter probably looked a lot worse with the scans.
Probably. It's interesting because her English name is it's Jewelry
Jewelry
Bonnie,
Bonnie.
and her skin right now, like Ginny's skin, has a bunch of gems on it.
Yeah,
Like it looks like it's the blue and heart of stone, so it could be gem like. So I want to think
like
jewelry.
sapphire.
Yeah, jewelry would probably be the name.
Given to it.
No, I was thinking it was gonna be the Celestial Dragon's names, and Bonnie is her given name.
But what's it say on her wanted poster? Is it Jewelry Bonnie on her wanted poster, or is it Bonnie Jewelry?
Look, the wanted poster. Well, I can just do Bounty. Yeah, it's Jewelry Bonnie. So it's weird.
See, I brought that up, but that even can't even be used properly because
It's
Monkey D. Luffy is last name first name, but then you have Eustace Kid, which I think is also last name first name, but then you have Trafalgar Law, which is first name last name.
it's very strange.
So it's a mix between last name first name and first name last name, depending on the character.
Huh. Whoa. Okay, hold on. I wonder where this comes from.
Hmm.
They have her ages listed: 10 for the debut, 12 post time skip, 22, 24 estimated common age by appearance.
So she uses her devil fruit.
She uses her devil fruit. She has to.
Because this was 10. Because this is after the Goa Kingdom, so this is 10 years ago.
Which would make sense because, for her to use her fruit.
Well, actually, this
Because
is
there's
8
no
years
way.
ago. Because roughly
So
2 years later. Well, no, which would be 12 years ago.
Yeah, it was 14 when she got kidnapped. We were
Roughly
having that
2 years
flashback.
later.
Yeah, that lines up. That lines up.
Ever since then was what it. Ever since then was the 12 incident 12 years ago with Bonnie with Ginny's death.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts off with 10 years ago. Then it goes to a couple panels of 14 years ago. Then it's 12 years ago. So Bonnie is 12 years old, but appears 10 years older than what she is.
Roughly time. We don't have a full. I don't think we have an actual given number.
Go to the next page. She's a champion drinker. She's got Ginny's appetite.
That makes Kuma happy.
And he's crying.
Ah, Kuma.
Her first words. Now we're just fast forwarding through Ginny's life, or not Ginny, Bonnie's life.
Funny. With Kuma still being.
And then there's 10 years ago with Sabo first being there.
Also, they did put her in an iron cage. That's funny.
What are you doing? Why shut all the windows in the church?
Oh
Shut
my
the door.
god.
What is happening?
Next page. He has the same thing. That's probably why she's Jewelry Bonnie.
Oh, also something that Tekken brought up to do with the mohawk and to do with the cowboy hat are on Bonnie's crew.
Oh yeah.
They're like her first mates. So it was. I forgot he mentioned that I forgot to tell you that, but the first chapter of Kuma's flashback, Tekken actually mentions that.
Wow.
I forgot to mention that to you.
But that I can see that making a lot of sense.
Yeah, basically when Kuma went to become a warlord, he basically what Tekken thinks is he basically entrusted her to them. So and seeing her age on the other side, so this is 7 years ago, is where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it says it at the top of that page, 7 years ago. So this part of the chapter, his art is up to par.
Yeah, it must have been when he was. Yeah, he must have drawn this first.
Yeah, or there was he was restructuring something in those other pages.
Yeah.
It's not white. And they even bring up Wow, white lead disease gets brought up. That was a disease in the North Blue where Law's from.
Mm-hmm.
Law's nation was the one that where it first happened. And now we immediately skip to Kuma quitting the revolutionaries.
So I'm really thinking that jewelry has to do with the Celestial Dragon family.
It might be. This might be like some sort of
makes
genetic
too much
thing.
sense.
I don't know what to do, but I want to be with her. Dragons just like very well live without regrets. We'll ask every doctor in the world that we can. Dragon's genuinely concerned for Bonney more than his own son.
I'm sure if Luffy was in eye
And
shot,
Luffy's older.
yeah, it's so goofy.
So now it's confirmed that Ginny is not Luffy's mom.
Yeah, no, it is.
Unless something happened before
yeah.
Ginny was captured.
I mean, that could be the case. Don't know.
Because if Bonnie's 12, Luffy's 19. That's a 7-year age gap.
Very well could have. But I don't think so.
Because Ginny was in her 30s. Ginny was in her 30s. She would have been 40 when she passed.
What did you have?
Because she was 38 14 years ago.
Huh.
So she would have been 40 the year she passed, which was 2 years later. Which means Kuma, when Ginny passed, Kuma would have been 36.
I guess it could have happened. I don't see it happening. I don't see Ginny being Luffy's mom, only because of,
I don't either, but as far
the love that she and Kuma really shared.
I haven't watched or listened to Tekken's review of this chapter yet, and I don't know if he has any other statements on that yet, but I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But now we're 7 years ago. Bonney is age 5. Don't get eaten by the vampire, so it must activate in the sunlight. Oh! Who went with Kuma to Egghead then 20 years ago? Unless that was an artificial memory planted in Bonney.
Could have been. Absolutely.
And that's why she thinks she's in her... That's why she's in her 20s. She thinks she's supposed to be 20.
Could very well be the case.
And
when Kuma showed her what actually happened,
or
yeah.
this could be a retcon of that, and it was 7 years ago that when Kuma became part of the Warlords, that Bonney went to Egghead. Because who else would you want to go to other than the smartest man in the world to get an unknown thing figured out?
Yeah.
So this is probably the reason why Bonney met Vegapunk.
Even though I went to the next page and I don't see that. That's not what happens, but...
Oh. Let me have my
story,
damn it.
I know. It's kind of pushing on that one, but that's not what happens.
I mean, I haven't even finished reading this page because I'm just trying to think, like... Because there was a part where when Bonney says that she's met Vegapunk before, and it was like 20 years ago. So... You're a vampire, you can't come into the light. Take this cross. This is a church, idiot. She has Ginny's temper.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then again, we don't know the father, so we don't know what character traits she would have gotten from the father. Other than she's more than likely definitely gotten this disease from him.
Yeah. Also, 100%, that has to be Ginny. I mean, that gave her the personality. I mean, she said, get lost and don't get found. Didn't Ginny say that in an earlier chapter?
She might have. Kuma's being a concerned dad. Please just don't go outside. Even the doorway makes me nervous. You're such a chicken. She says how she wants. She doesn't want to make you sad. Stop it, crybaby.
Kuma is such a good dad.
He is.
And here we have Kuma making Bonnie feel better about the gems on her face.
So actually, Jory and Bonney could have nothing to do with the family
Yeah, maybe not. Who knows?
because Ginny didn't say anything about what family she was part of, or
No,
else
she
it would
did.
have been on the tombstone.
Probably.
So
Especially because they discarded her from it, so they probably wouldn't have done
yeah,
that.
so
Interesting.
Jory Bonney is all 100%. What if her full name is Jory Bonney Kuma?
Could be because of the adoption that Kuma has.
Because I'm pretty sure Bartholomew is Kuma's first name. It has to
Oh,
be.
it makes too much sense for it to be.
But also, it could be his last name because remember his dad's name was Clap.
That's true.
So Clap Kuma doesn't make sense. But Bartholomew Clap does. So her
Weird.
full name could be Bartholomew Jory Bonney.
Well, seeing as they're not referring to her about like with the jewelry yet, I'm pretty sure her name right now is just
It's
Bonnie.
just
I
Bonnie.
think the jewelry might come from
What, your
this disease she
jewels?
has.
They're just
Yeah,
jealous because it makes you look so beautiful. Look at Bonnie's face.
you see, look, she's so happy because of good dad Kuma. And then he's
Answer your
talking
cure,
about
Bonnie. If we went on a
Jared.
trip, where would you want to go? You know about the Sky Islands? And she's already talking about Nika.
Yeah, and then Kuma's doing the dance.
Do you recognize that dance that Kuma is doing?
That's the
That's
same
the
pose
dance
that
from Skypiea.
Nika. Yeah, the Skypiea dance.
The what Oda has said was his favorite page to draw.
What if? It's so weird. But what if the Legends of Nika came from Skypiea?
Could be, but
Like
also remember Elbath worships the sun god. And who's the sun god?
Nika. I'm just saying it's interesting that maybe people from Elbaf came from Skypiea.
Doubtful, because Elbaf is the land of the giants. And the Skypeans, there was only three races. The Bjerkins, the Shandorans, and the other one that Eneru was part. Or no, there's the Bjerkins, which was Eneru. Shandorans, which landed on Verth. And the Skypeans. And they all three of those races came from the moon.
Who's to say that if they came down from the Sky Islands to the other islands that they didn't become giant? I'm just saying.
It's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Or maybe they had some sort of trade with the giants, seeing as they were other races, and they passed.
They might have, because the Lunarians were on the top of the red line.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm just saying, like I feel like there's some connection with the dance being from Skypiea, but all of the Nika stuff being from Elbaf.
Well, not just Elbath.
Well, not just that, but most of it.
Nika was worshipped around the world.
Yeah.
And to normal people, it was slaves that first spread the stories. We learned that from Who's Who in Wano.
Mm-hmm.
But Elbath has always believed in the sun god Nika. Well,
yeah,
it could be a different sun god for all we know, but it's more than likely Nika. But the Elbath has always believed in the sun god. Which is weird that Big Mom wouldn't know. Seeing that
maybe she just didn't
spent
care.
her first 8 years on Elbath.
She could have just not cared. Like that's very possible. It's Big Mom.
Oh, the sky would be huge. Maybe we'll do it once you turn 20.
Mm-hmm.
And where was 19th going to be? Fishman Island. Sapphire scales. Did I not say sapphire 4 pages ago?
Well, I mean, blue and rock. It's kind of easy to get with sapphire, so. No, it is not so loud. Only a few cases in recent memory. All kinds of natural light, sunlight, moonlight, causes the stone to spread. But even if you block the cause entirely, it will still eventually spread over time.
Oh boy.
I'm going to be brutally honest with you, sir. Your daughter has 5 years to live. At best, she won't see her 10th birthday. And there's no known cure yet.
Wow. We got the weaker art coming in again.
Yeah.
I don't blame. It probably takes a while to draw these faces that he's having Kuma make, though. Because you can see it's on these pages, at least, it's mainly on Kuma's face where you can see the weaker art.
Mm-hmm.
Kuma! Oh no!
And he's telling her she'll get better when she's 10.
He's like, oh no, what do I do now? What do I do?
What have I done? Yep. 1 year later, the same nightmare returns to the Sorbet Kingdom. King Bakori's gone done it again.
Yeah.
Burn everyone he thinks is weighing down the country. Slaughter folks in the streets. Gosh darn, man.
I guess it's a good thing Kuma quit the revolutionaries, though.
Definitely. And I feel like after this is when he's going to be Tyrant King Kuma.
Yeah.
Because we
when
still
he's gonna
have...
become the tyrant.
We still have 6 years until...
6 years until current present day.
Present day, yeah. So...
And only 4 years until his first introduction.
First appearance, yeah. So there's still plenty of time for him to have gotten that Tyrant King Kuma.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's a break week next week, which is well needed. Oda, take as many breaks as you freaking need. I know some people are like, we just get the story. No, take your time, Oda. Take your time.
We want him to draw good. We want a good story and we want good art. We don't want rushed story and rushed art.
Honestly, the art I could care less about. I could care less if the art comes out like that. I know it's going to burden himself, but the story
we don't want anything rushed, really.
Is the main thing. Like, we don't want a rushed story like the end of Bleach, or even the last 2 chapters of Claymore were rushed. The end of AOT, which they ended up saying, okay, we were able to... There was some dialogue that was missing that they added into the final episode. And slight spoiler, I'm going to say here, but the one thing that would have made me like Eren in the manga at the end, they did it in the anime, and he basically said, "What? I'm just a self-absorbed idiot with power."
Damn.
And I'm like, finally, because that was the issue with his character. He was an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And having him admit it just
makes it feel better.
Makes it feel better and gives him some respect points. He still doesn't come anywhere near my top 30 characters.
Yeah, no.
But there's other stories that have rushed endings as well. I know Bleach, Claymore, AOT. Why am I blanking? I know there's other ones that have very bad rushed endings, and I'm freaking blanking on them. Why am I blanking on this? Yeah, Bleach. Don't know that one. Food Wars had a rushed ending. But from what I understand, with Food Wars, it still worked.
What are they saying it for? The manga or the anime? Manga? I can see it. I think the anime rushed it even further, but...
Yeah, the ending of the manga was Soma getting his defeat in that cooking tournament, and Erina still refusing to acknowledge his cooking. That was the end.
It wasn't the end of the manga. That couldn't have been.
That was the end of the manga.
I looked up.
There are a couple chapters of epilogue to address the issue of the rush. So the official ending was the tournament and Erina not accepting him.
Wow.
And then they released epilogue chapters to fix that.
They still didn't make it that much better. Because I looked up what those epilogue chapters said, and it really did not make me feel any better about how it ended.
Dororo had a rushed manga ending, which the 2019 adaptation fixed. And Prison School apparently had a rushed ending in the manga, which the whole manga didn't get adapted into the anime. And this is why you can't trust Game Rant, because Game Rant, their article is for did these successful mangas have rush endings? But the only manga they talk about is Demon Slayer, and it wasn't a rushed ending with Demon Slayer.
Wow.
It was a shit ending, but it wasn't rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Eater anime had a rushed ending. That is true, because you don't even meet Ebanon in the anime, and he's in the manga. So basically, they have the anime end after Lady Arcane. You have Lady Arcane, and then the Kushin fight, and that's the end of the anime. In the manga, the Kushin gets away.
Interesting.
And there's a whole, like, I'm 3 volumes into the perfect editions, which are 1.5 volumes each, of all new content.
Nice.
Yu Yu apparently had a rushed ending. Claymore's ending for the anime, 100%. GT, we don't talk about that. Guilty Crown, that did feel rushed. Nana, I can't fault the Nana anime because the author went on hiatus, and she's done a couple other works, but she hasn't picked up Nana again in 13 years. It's still listed as on hiatus. Trigun, the anime does feel open-ended. But I think that was the point of that anime, was to be open-ended. Promised Neverland, that's another one. We're not even going to talk about it. And Evangelion, that's another one that's way too much of a rabbit hole to get into. With rushed or not rushed. And I see, like, they're not even putting Attack on Titan on here anymore. Akame got Kill, I can't speak on it because I don't know the full source material yet. The first one that had an AOT. Wonder Egg Priority apparently had a rushed ending. You actually watched this one.
Yeah, that was an anime original, and definitely 100%.
It felt like it should have been a 2-seasoner.
It felt like they should have just either done with 24 episodes or just extend it just a little bit longer.
Because it's 12 episodes?
13.
13. They could have made it like Reign of the Spellblades. The first season was 15 episodes.
Yeah. No, the way it went, they needed there was a big jump between 12 and 13 with what was going on.
Well, it was done by Cloverworks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're the ones who screwed up Promised Neverland.
Swear, man, they just can't make a story go straight.
Did you know Studio Wit did Soul Eater?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tokyo Ghoul, yeah, that's another one that Studio Period fumbled the bag with Tokyo Ghoul. Darling in the Franxx, I wouldn't put on this list because the ending wasn't really rushed, and Cloverworks was part of that one, but it was mainly done by A1 and Trigger.
Yeah. No, the ending wasn't rushed because...
With Darling in the Franxx,
but that doesn't make sense.
Well, the anime came first.
I know what I'm saying. So if they're saying manga, that doesn't make sense because it was doing a different ending.
They're talking about the animes here. That's why Soul Eater's on here, Claymore was on here.
The anime ending still doesn't feel rushed because that's a different...
The anime ending... So the ending of Darling in the Franxx is very similar to the end of AOT. But the ending of Darling in the Franxx did it right in the anime, to where AOT's manga kind of fumbled the bag. Now, the manga ending of Darling in the Franxx is the original ending that the creator, Code 000, wanted to do. But it did not feel nowhere near as good as the actual ending. The actual ending of the anime of Darling in the Franxx, it hits more at home and feels better. It feels a nicer of an ending, to where the manga is just like, what? That's how it ends.
So far I've only I've only read the manga, and I will say I liked it. Once
you see the ending of the anime, you will be like, your reaction to the end of the manga, thinking back on it, will be like, what? Or it could be the other way around. I mean, the fan base is pretty twisted on between the two of them.
And that makes sense because they seem pretty different.
They are extremely different.
Yeah, so it makes
you don't go into space at all in the manga.
Interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, that's that. thank you for joining us for One Piece chapter 1098. 1099 will probably be out 2 weeks from now.
Maybe we don't know.
We don't know.
But,
There's no news about Oda taking an extended break.
okay, so
That's
probably
for
2 weeks,
sure.
but we don't know until it comes out, of course.
Kishimoto just posted something though.
Mm.
Oh, so this is why in our Chamber of Secrets, the who's winning, Naruto versus Luffy, and the image they do use for this is Sage's Six Pass Luffy or Sage's Six Pass Naruto.
Bro, Sage of Six Pass
Kishimoto
Luffy
did it.
versus. Oh, cool.
And there's this person on the comedy action said it perfectly, which actually I will do this. There we go. Now people on the video can see this. The fight is too close. Naruto wins with one attack, but Luffy can easily blitz Naruto, wearing down his chakra reserves for the win. That is true. That is 100% true. I made this comment to Sage and Taco in our Discord. If Naruto's in Sage's Six Paths, it's going to be Naruto, because Naruto has the strength and he hacks over Gear 5th Luffy in that form. Luffy has speed and durability. You give Naruto any of his other forms, KCM, KCM2, or Baryon, Luffy wins hands down. Because at that point, Luffy has the better hacks, the speed and durability is still there, and he actually has better strength. Now, the problem with the Baryon mode is Naruto technically has more strength in Baryon mode, but all Luffy needs to do is just jump around and fly around and avoid Naruto until the time limit is over. And then it's just KCM Naruto. Which, actually, it wouldn't even be KCM anymore. It'd just be Sage mode.
Yeah.
And Sage mode is not even laying a finger on Gear 5th Luffy.
Probably not.
Both of them in their base forms, it's a very close fight. Luffy still has the durability, and I think Naruto would have the strength, but Luffy will also have the speed in his base. So it's very, very rough. But anyway.
Plus hockey, so.
Well, hockey would translate to chakra.
I know, but I'm just saying, like.
Verse equalization.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, Luffy has hockey, so even if he didn't, avoid the hit, boom, armament.
Yeah. But it'd be weird to see how hockey would work in the verse equalization.
It would.
Because I feel like because they have to take from each other for the equalization. So it's very weird how hockey's the weirdest one for the big three, because spiritual pressure and chakra, like Reiatsu and chakra, they're pretty even across the board. You use your Reiatsu to do your Kido, your Hado, your Kaido, all those techniques. Yeah. You also use it to sharpen your blade for Zanjutsu. Kenpachi states that in the Soul Society arc. So it's very, very easy to verse equalize between Reiatsu and chakra.
Hockey is just that iffy one.
Hockey is that iffy one because it's a manifestation of your will.
And also what it does. Because
there's three different forms of hockey.
3 hockeys. That's it. That's all we know for right now. I'm pretty certain there's no more than that.
Well, there's advanced versions. So you have armament, then you have advanced armament. You have Conqueror's coded armament for the Conqueror line. Then for Future Sight you have observation, then you have advanced observation, which includes Future Sight. Then for Conquerors, you have Conquerors, you have advanced Conquerors, a Conqueror's coding, and then there's probably something with observation in Conquerors, which is probably what Shanks has.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, out of that, there's the three different categories of hockey: Conquerors, armament,
and they seem to have like an upgrade path of 3 tiers.
Yeah, so it's just there's not enough of hockey for us to say what it would be in the other verses.
But anyway, I think next chapter we might get the Bonney meeting Vegapunk next chapter, is what I'm thinking.
It would make sense.
It would 100% make sense
for
because Kuma just found out that it's an incurable disease. Dragon is acquainted with Vegapunk, so he might ask Dragon if Dragon said he's going to try to find people And that's the doctor he talked to at the end of the chapter is probably one that Dragon found.
Well, we probably actually will probably do with the what the King of Swordbreak Kingdom is doing
Yeah, that will
first.
probably be the
And
first half of the
that's
chapter.
probably where we actually meet Vegapunk, because there'll probably be more world government stuff with that.
There might be, but I have a feeling it's going to be from through Dragon that Kuma meets up with Vegapunk.
Very well could be through Dragon.
Because I have a feeling he's going to take care. They're going to take care of the revolution. He's going to become the Tyrant King. He's going to contact Dragon and update him, and then Dragon's probably going to relay him to Vegapunk, and then he's going to join the warlords and then visit Vegapunk.
Probably.
That's how I feel that storyline's going to go. Now, the next chapter might end off with him becoming a warlord to go meet Vegapunk. So I would say we have like maybe 2 more chapters of Kuma.
Probably. Not too many more.
Because there's only 4 years. There's only 4 years until he becomes a cyborg. Four years until he becomes a cyborg. 6 years to the current story.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out all the links down in the description. Grab yourself some Rogue Energy. Follow our Twitters. Join us on the podcast. We won't have one this week on YouTube. We didn't have it yesterday because of complications that arose with my personal health. So I do apologize for that. I mean, shouldn't have to apologize because it is my personal health, but I will apologize. And enjoy your day. You got anything to add to that?
Nope.
So make sure you guys enjoy your day. Should have a My Hero reaction up tomorrow for the new My Hero chapter. And then we'll maybe see you this Saturday for Wormhole. I don't know what's going on this Saturday yet. We definitely do want to get a Wormhole about the AOT episode, which will probably be our next Wormhole whenever we do have it. But this upcoming Sunday, we will definitely be doing Season 2, Episode 11, Best Ecchi. So, Food Wars is probably going to pop up again. And with that, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Monkey, monkey! Monkey!